As Culture Arts Ambassador, I try to express that culture is science, art, and religion. Greetings, I'm David Miller, Pompano's self-proclaimed Culture Arts Ambassador. As an artist, I believe Black culture influenced all of my work. I claim to be an African American, actually. So that whole paradigm of hip hop, the food, it all goes back to culture. And I'm gonna use the arts as one aspect. Art actually consists of martial arts, visual arts, audio, music, and culinary. As a sketchbook artist, Black culture influenced all of my artwork. I just love the culture here in America as an African American. We can go through artwork as far as a form of posters, graphic design, and as far as traditional paintings and sketches. I definitely put an Afrocentric spin on a lot of my stuff. So when I start drawing, and I actually have a sketchbook, because you never know when you'll get some inspiration, So I think on things as I draw, and a lot of my artwork is line drawings. And I just think that our culture provides a lot of richness. We have a lot of rich history in African American history, as far as our trajectory from slavery to being free, and a lot of Black billionaires right here in this country. Then I can actually go as far as to incorporating our lineage as African descent. So I'm influenced by the drums, the Congo, the movie Black Panther, the wardrobe. That's all culture in the sense of art. So my favorite type of art is visual art by way of animation and film. So in 2018, I ran for city commissioner, and it did take a lot of energy. I'm talking about days where you're trying to figure out how it's all done. I didn't run as a career politician. I had to learn a lot of things. And for the most part, I wanted to express that you too can do this, man. I had to show District 5, Collier City, that somebody young and Black has the courage to go out there and speak on behalf of our community. And even still, to this day, I actually came in second place. So I showed my hood that you could run with $2,000 against an opponent that had raised $38,000 and still be a major factor and a game changer. When I ran for commission, then I was kind of led to just want to see my neighborhood be better and look better. So one thing that happened during that time was the Parkland shooting, and a lot of youngsters just felt the need to turn up, as they say. And they went around the nation, and it put something in me. I was like, if these youngsters can do it, I can do it. So the name of my campaign was Our Turn, simply Our Turn. And the visuals of it, I actually left my face off of it, and I just put Our Turn. Vote David Miller, City Commissioner, District 5. And I must give a special shout out to Dale Holness for bringing our guy Andrew Gillum to the city of Pompano. At that moment, I saw that, look, I'm on the same card as the governor. I'm on the same ticket. So I felt like I had to give him something as a young Black male at 34 years old. So I also made it a point to speak to people outside of my race. I made it a point to do that, because when I spoke to them, I gave them my 4-pillar platform, is what I call it. Urban development, local agriculture, paid internships, cultural education. I feel that art influences politics in a major way, because where would we be if we didn't have those infomercials, or where would we be if we didn't have the visuals to see what is this person trying to relay as far as a message. Even if you don't see their picture on a picture of their face on literature, you still read the literature, and it got to be a little fancy. We talking about we're in America, so why not throw the stars and stripes on there? Or if you're dealing with more agriculture than possibly social engineering as far as economics, if you're dealing with agriculture, you might want to put some flowers or some crops on your imagery so that we can understand through the visuals what direction you're going in. So it definitely plays a major role. Art is a thing that goes timelessly. Politics is something that we need in our social setting to be able to represent for each individual and the masses at the same time. So visually, when you see a poster, you're gonna get a feeling from that poster. And again, art consists of poetry, linguistics, and politics most definitely has a form of linguistics, because it's an art to be able to speak publicly. Public speech, people take classes on psychology, public speaking and all that. So that is an art form in my mind. Now, when it comes to brochures, flyers, literature, all that has to have a certain look to it. So I think artwork plays a major role in that, because if I put a donkey on my stuff, then you may assume, or you may think that's a Democratic running for that position. If I put a eagle on it, you might say, oh, he's independent. Or if I put an elephant, then you'll say, yeah, he got to be Republican with the red color. So artwork already symbolically plays a role in politics. Now, one major thing I've learned, photography is a major art form in politics, because when you see pictures of people or associates, you start to say, oh, well, that's a good thing for me, or I roll with them when you see those pictures. So photography as an art form plays a major role as far as advertisement as well. Campaign commercials, all of these things are forms of art, yes, that plays a role in politics. Oh yes, we have seen poetry being displayed at a lot of inaugurations. I feel that it's starting to merge because of the word I use, linguistics. I think that certain hum that comes with rhyme schemes and the frequency of the whole thought, you know, it brings people to, it touches people's heart, I believe. And yeah, you could use that because that's what you want to do. You want to move the people with the poetry. People can express, a lot of times I've seen people express so much trauma, I'd be like, well, what else are we going to talk about? So poetry actually shows the issues, and that ties into politics. Because if you're dealing with something here and we want to make it public and known, then why not make it in an art form? Because again, art transcends time, and art is a part of the culture. So I watched the inauguration, beautiful young black woman giving a poem. I think that they're merging because there's a sense of a want to know what each community has as far as their need and necessity. Then on the reverse side, with poetry, you can say what that community has to offer. So I think that when a person is listening to the melody of one's, what can I say? The melody of one's, as far as rap music go, you know, we're talking about a delivery. People can feel that pressure or feel that emotion. So that's a powerful tool. You always want to touch the emotion of the people when you want to get the people to make a decision or roll with you or any of that. So yeah, linguistics, poetry, all that is wonderful, and it plays a major role. So I definitely feel that art can be used as a political tool, just as You could listen to a message on the radio 10 times a day, and then you'll know it by heart by the weekend. So art can be a tool by way of broadcast, by way of visuals. The more you see someone in distress, the more you have a special place in your heart to want to act on it. Art can also be a method in which your mind subconsciously would always think a certain way. Case in point, let me show you a little something. Recently, I found this in the store from my city, right? So it says Pompano Beach. Now, we could thumb through this and find where's the Northwest, but that's not the topic I'm talking about. What I'm really trying to say is, through it all, we can get a message that this is the type of town we're in through visuals. Yeah, so I think that, art can definitely be a tool at all times. Imagine you seeing billboards, imagine you seeing stickers. Stickers is a new wave where you just put it on your body or put it on the wall. And then when you see that symbol, you'll say, oh, you respond to that symbol. And I think that visuals, symbols most definitely, and signs play a major role as a tool utilized by politicians. I believe art is an effective tool for political protest because in the heart of man, you always feel that there can be something, or there's always something you could do better. So you look at the condition at first, and then the art expresses that. A famous artist by the name of Picasso, y'all like that. He symbolized abstract art, but he was during the time of World War. So his depictions was kind of morbid looking, but he actually was showing you something with that and became world renowned. So it's an effective tool to be able to depict a certain set timeline. You know, a lot of, for example, one of my favorite artists, Jacob Lawrence, black man, he painted very simple paintings of the Industrial Revolution. Without those paintings, you probably would never know that black people was involved with building railroads. You probably would think it's only Chinese did that. No, they came and fixed on what we already built after we did the trains. We did all these things are documented. And I think that that artwork helps you to depict what's really happening. Another artist, Biggers, did the artwork for the Good Times. You know, a real festive, colorful piece of art that you always have in your mind. You know, it's like a party. So that style he used on multiple pieces of art, but we can remember that. And that's what art is, something to remember and something to express. A little bit about my love for public art. Yes, it does increase the moral value of a community. In the city of Pompano, we just lack it. And now that we're calling ourselves a cultural leader, we need it. So I think that it plays a major role because now you have the opportunity to say, this type of art represents our type of people. And I don't care what side of town you're on, you can actually represent as that using art. Because imagine if we just covering electrical boxes and then you see jazz and black folks on this side, you may assume that that's a black community. I believe that certain murals can give a person hope. Certain statues and sculptures can make a person feel at home. Certain pictures can make you feel a sense of family. Back in 2015, Broward County had an initiative where they put pictures of residents on walls all over the city. That made me feel like a part of a family. My picture was posted on the EPAT Larkin Center. Working with public art, we actually had some sculptures that we sunk in the Atlantic Ocean. So now you can see an exhibit underwater. That's I think that's high class, that's high end. And just like the sculptures that we've recently purchased, I don't want to talk about prices now, but in front of the cultural center, there's a very expensive bronze sculpture that shows like a ribbon or insinuating the infinity sign. And art can be infinite because it's your interpretation. Public art, the mural aspect. If you go to Atlanta, there's skyscrapers with Afrocentric artwork on it. I'm talking 20 stories going all the way down. You automatically know what type of city you're in when you see these murals. You know, the whole New Orleans with the jazz murals. Yeah, so I definitely feel I can go on and on with the examples, but art has an impact on every level. So a way to describe home, to me, home is love, because you could have a house and just not feel wanted or just feel uncomfortable at all times. But when you're home, that love gives a warm feeling, a sense of belonging. I get to be here. You know, that's home. Home is that love in the home. That's what makes home. Self-proclaimed cultural arts ambassador. Y'all probably like, well, what do you do? We never saw you doing nothing. Thing about it is, you gotta be there to see it, to be a witness. So one thing that I've done that the community know about, you know, that culture again, art, science, and religion. So I came up with something that the Tiger Trail Festival helped fund me with. Something I had on my heart, and that's the Collier City Trailblazers exhibit. It's just historical facts about our pioneers from Collier City. That little section, what have they done for our community at large? Or what is the history of these African Americans that been around since the 50s? I helped create that, and we display that at the Tiger Trail Festival. Another thing, I do art classes at the library and for schools. So we do art workshops. This year, we was at the Moorland School and we did Christmas cards. So you can always catch me at the library. Part of culture is thought, strategy. What does this culture have to offer? We're not all ignorant, and I can say that I help the intellect of our students at the library by way of chess mentorship. So after we play chess, I teach them chess at an early adolescent age. Wednesdays after school, 4 to 6 is when I do my chess mentorship program. That's usually in the Jan Moran Learning Library, where we also have a creation station. There we can record audio and do video. This is David Miller, Pompano's self-proclaimed Cultural Arts Ambassador. Happy African American History Month. Thanks for tuning into my session.